So, over the last 8 years, I've figured out precisely how to maintain a lean, aesthetic physique consistently all year round. No, I've never gotten bodybuilder massive or 5% shredded to the bone, but I've also never, not even once, lost my six pack and then had to struggle and starve myself to get it back. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. I have done this while eating literally whatever I want. Anyway, it seems that this is something a lot of you also want to achieve for yourself. So today I'm going to break down my exact game plan. That means all the specific things I'm doing, as well as, this is more important, the things you need to avoid at all costs. So you can also have that aesthetic physique all year round and always have the hoes admiring those gains. Good morning, guys. The time has almost come. The pool is going to be finished this week, which could not come soon enough because it's been like 100 degrees every single day in Texas. That's 40 degrees Celsius for my Europeans. Y'all have seen this project from when this was just a grass backyard to the various stages of construction over the last few months. And the last step is they have to come this week and plaster. You can see the inside of the pool is still unfinished. They just got to plaster the inside of the pool. We got this beautiful Italian, this light gray tile, porcelain all over the whole patio. The side of it has also been painted, and I just can't wait every single morning to come out here with my main bro, my main homie right there, get the sun in my eyes, and just hit a backflip in the pool. So the first thing you have to do is make your body fats proof. A lot of guys, they'll diet down, get lean, then they go back to eating the regular diet and they put on fat. Right now, I'm around 12% body fat, but I can still eat like 3,500 calories per day, which is a good amount of food, and maintain that level of leanness. Now, the key to doing this effectively is you have to crank up the dial on your metabolism and burn more calories by default each day, and there's two variables you can manipulate to do this. Number one is what I like to call the pyramid diet. It's kind of like intermittent fasting, but not really. So if you picture a pyramid here, it's smaller at the top. The beginning of the day, I'm having less calories, and then the bulk of my calories, the bottom of that pyramid, comes at the end of the day. So for example, I'm about to train fasted today, then post-workout, I'm gonna have a protein shake and a Rice Krispie treat. Then probably an hour after that, Julia will cook me some eggs, bacon, and toast. And then a couple hours after that, I'll probably have a bowl of granola with some high-protein, ultra-filtered milk. And this is powerful because none of these meals are gonna fill my belly up with food. How do you feel when you're full? You feel lethargic, tired. I just want to sit here. By keeping myself feeling lighter throughout the day, naturally I'm going to move more and burn more calories. Plus, 3 or 4 meals like this probably add up to around 1,500 calories and 100 grams of protein. So now I'm going into dinner able to eat another 2,000 calories and have a huge feast to really satisfy myself. These smaller protein feedings also spike your muscle protein synthesis more times throughout the day, which is optimal for muscle growth. And number 2, you absolutely must do some form of cardio, because if not, you're going to be burning less calories, then you're going to eat your regular diet, and you're gonna gain weight and you're gonna gain fat. The trick is to try and make it fun. There's a lot of people obsessed with running right now. I am definitely not getting on that trend, but y'all saw I used to play a lot of basketball back in the day. When we were in Spain, I was playing a lot of paddle. And recently we've been going out on the boat. I've been learning the wake surfing, but I'm also out there like swimming around in the lake actively for an hour or two while we're doing this. Y'all know when the sketchy plastic bags come around, we got some new Gains Club samples in the mix. We got a new flavor of pre-workout I'm gonna be trying today. And then this other one, it's that good shit, man. This is a new product we're working on. Stay tuned. Damn, that's legit. The pre-workout is kicking in. One thing I forgot to mention is that on average each week I'll do 2 days of cardio, 4 days of training in the gym. Today we got a full body push workout with the strength focus, starting with bench press, but I'm actually gonna switch it up. I don't know if your gym has this machine, but it's like a standing up bench press machine, and it's dope. bro. Workout complete. It was a good one today. Now, this next key might sound a little strange. Don't get shredded. I know you might be thinking, David, right now you're looking pretty good. You're looking pretty shredded. Yeah, I look lean if I have good lighting. When I don't have good lighting on me, no, I don't look fat, but no longer do I look shredded. I mean, maybe I could position myself this way, get some light on me here and still look good. But I still got fat on my belly that I can grab, and that is okay. That should be your goal. That should be your expectation, because in order to get any leaner than this, you're gonna have to starve yourself to get there. You're gonna have to keep starving yourself to maintain that. Like, as soon as you wanna eat normal, that shape is gone. Not to mention, you're gonna feel like shit. When bodybuilders are prepping for stage and they're getting down to 8 or 7% body fat, they're sleeping all day. They have no energy. That means you're gonna have to sacrifice the progress in the other areas of your life. You're not gonna be able to grind as hard in your career and make as much money. You're gonna look less attractive to girls as well, because of course, when you're at higher levels of body fat, your jawline looks like shit. But this current level I'm at right now, it comes out and it looks sharp. When you get too lean, you start to look emaciated. You start to look fragile and weak. And also, when you're dieting down to get there, you're gonna sacrifice some muscle mass in the process. You're actually gonna look smaller and less muscular with clothes on. And even if you got a girl back to your place, well, guess what? Your sex drive is gone too. Your hormones are completely shot at super low body fat. This right here is the key. You wanna look good with good lighting. So when you're outside at the beach, you look shredded. You're also gonna be in a more sustainable and a more optimal state in terms of your whole life. Now, something that's gonna make sure your abs are visible even at 12 to 14% body fat is building the ab muscles larger. Some of you right now might feel like you're relatively lean, but you still don't have a six pack. This is probably why. So what you wanna start doing twice per week at the end of your workouts is incorporating heavy ab training that takes you to failure in between 8 and 15 reps. None of these bullshit ab circuits that you're doing like 50 or 100 reps. You need to work them like any other muscle and build them bigger. I'd recommend doing a combination of hanging leg raises. If you can't do those yet, start with hanging knee raises, and also decline sit-ups. When those get easy, add a weight and do weighted decline sit-ups.
So bad news, we don't have any more eggs, but good news, your Factor box got delivered today.
Well, shit, that is convenient, because they're also the sponsor of today's video. So check it out. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals right to your doorstep. You see, Factor takes all the stress out of meal planning so you can stay focused on the grind. You get to skip the grocery store prep work and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted meals delivered right to your door. And there's over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, or my personal favorite, the Protein Plus meal plan. And the best part is the meals come pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes flat. Not to mention, it's cheaper than overpriced takeout. And Factor is super flexible. You can choose from 4 to 18 meals per week and easily pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Today's meal is this Greek-style beef bowl. Looks delicious. And it is delicious too. They always are. And because Factor is sponsoring today's video, if you go to factor75.com and use code HOWTOBEAST50, you can get 50% off your first Factor box and then 20% off your next month of orders. Just head to factor75.com or click that first link in the description to get started now. Trust me, it's a game changer. The journey continues, continuing to level up those wake surfing skills, but the next crucial piece is your training plan needs to be somewhat flexible. You have to be able to bend but not break. Back when I was first getting started on my journey, at least when I got started seriously, I was religious with my training schedule. It would be impossible for me to miss a workout back then. It would give me so much anxiety, I just couldn't do it. And having that mindset at first, I think, is beneficial because it takes that initial push to build that muscular base and to get in shape. But maintaining it and staying lean long term, it's a different game. Because life comes in waves. No pun intended. And sometimes you're gonna have a really busy month where you're traveling or you're just slammed with work. And then you're like, fuck, how am I gonna stick to my 6 workouts perfectly every single week? This is too much. I'm gonna take this week off and have a rest week. And then what happens with your diet? Your diet falls off too. And then 1 week turns into 2 weeks, turns into 3 weeks. And that's when you gain that unwanted fat and lose your shape. You lose some muscle mass. And then what happens? You got to get dialed back in, get back into shape, and you're alternating between being in shape and being out of shape. And that's what we're trying to avoid here, bro. But being real with yourself, from time to time, your diet is going to fall off. Like, unless you're super controlling and anal, which is going to lead to an eating disorder, Sometimes your diet's not gonna be perfect. And that's why your training has to be flexible, because when you're lifting in the gym, it improves your insulin sensitivity, it improves your nutrient partitioning, which means it makes sure that the calories you're consuming get funneled and used for muscle growth instead of fat gain. Sometimes I'll just go on a binge and gain some unwanted weight, but if I'm training in the gym, at least some of that's gonna be muscle mass. It's not all gonna be fat. Sometimes I'm traveling, I'm busy, and I undereat. Well, guess what? If I'm training in the gym, it turns into an unintentional cut where I shred belly fat and at least maintain the muscle mass on me. The training is your body's fucking insurance policy. So ready? Here's what I do. If things are not hectic in my life, I'm gonna train 5 or 6 days per week and be dialed in, focused on pushing the weights. But as soon as things get busy or I'm traveling, I'm gonna flip to a 3-day per week full body plan that I know I can stick to. And that is why the Beastly app has been so critical to my results. Of course, it is a library of science-based training plans from 3 days to 6 days per week from beginners to advanced lifters. But when you change plans, you don't have to sacrifice your results because the app knows how you're performing on each exercise. So regardless of what training plan you're on, it's going to keep implementing progressive overload and increasing the baseline volume and weight that you're lifting. There's also video breakdowns for every exercise so you nail the form and properly activate the target muscle. You can easily customize any routine and swap out exercise based on your preferences. And it's got the world's easiest macro tracker built into the app. It just takes a couple seconds after each meal to make sure you're staying on track. Anyway, if you're ready to join the over 70,000 men in the Beastly app making the best gains of their life, just click that second link down in description to download the app and get a free 7-day trial. You literally have nothing to lose, bro. Downtown for our weekly date night. Wifey here is now over 5 months pregnant.
I am feeling it, guys. I finally feel like I just popped and it's just all belly.
Outfits. I got these are like a summer short. It's a prototype for Edge. It can also double as a swim short. It'll be coming next summer, unfortunately. And these shirts, I forget which brand this is from, but we've been experimenting with these like polos without the buttons. So we'll have something like, this one's not Edge, but we're working on some of these for Edge as well that'll be even better than this.
And just simple black dress with shoes. I didn't want to wear heels because, your feet hurt when you're pregnant.
Those aren't shoes, those are sandals.
Well, sandals, yeah.
So this spot is called Arriba Bajo. It's a brand new rooftop spot, super vibey. We tried to sit outside, but it's like 104 degrees, and especially with Julie being pregnant, it was a no-go. I got a spicy passion fruit margarita to get started. Can you get rid of that straw for me?
Bitches only drink out of straws.
For the bitches. Solid 7.5 out of 10. I'm only drinking like once a month now, I'd say, because Julie, not that we ever drank much before that, but especially Julie ain't drinking.
No.
Just the mocktails.
Gotta love the mocktails.
So honestly, the drink wasn't that spicy. I had to bring a bunch of jalapenos over. It's spicy now. So we had to try the guacamole to get started and also a little Caesar salad. But the real question is, how are the tacos? We got these carne asada tacos. They're very interesting. It's like a bright orange habanero salsa. We'll put way too much of that on there. 9 out of 10. If it was a bit spicier, they might have got the 10. Now, another critical part of this is the mental game. So for example, you have to understand, on days you overeat because you're traveling or you get high or something, when you eat a lot more calories than normal, that means you also eat more carbohydrates and sodium than normal, and those things lead to increased water retention. So the next day you're gonna wake up, look in the mirror and be like, what? Like my abs are gone. What happened? You have to have that expectation, because otherwise you're gonna get worried and think you put on fat. By the way, the same thing's also true that if you undereat a couple days because you're busy and you skip some meals, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna lose some water retention. And yeah, you might look a little bit more shredded, but you also might look smaller and feel like you've lost muscle in your shoulders, arms, and your chest. You can't freak out. These things have to be the expectation, because otherwise you're gonna think, oh man, I gotta start cutting, or I gotta start bulking now. And not only is that not true, and you might make an adjustment that's not needed, it's also not healthy to have these emotional swings, in regards to your body image, bro. Like, it can fuck up your confidence. It can be a distraction from the rest of your life, and you might just get frustrated and then give up and take a few months off. That being said, sunglasses back on, there are gonna be some times where you weigh yourself and you notice, hey man, in the last couple of months I've put on, 7 pounds and no longer do I have that strong 6-pack. Or the opposite, where you lose 6 or 7 pounds, you're like, oh man, I'm looking a bit smaller than I want to look. These aren't day-to-day things. I'm talking month to month. In those cases, you got to use the mini bulk and the mini cut. If you're trying to stay shredded year-round, you can't be doing a 6-month bulk or a 6-month cut. If you're trying to step on stage and be a bodybuilder, this video is not for you. If you're just trying to have that year-round six-pack, from time to time, you are going to have to implement, 30 days of increased calories to regain that lost weight, or 30 days of decreased calories to re-shred down. I'd say on average, one time per year, I'll do a mini bulk for a month, and then one time per year, I'll do a mini cut for a month. And that's about the only fine-tuning that's needed. You got to stay calm. That's the mental game. And tonight we are going to the cinema, which means y'all are going to be gifted a superb movie review. What movie are we going to see?
Twister.
In English now.
Twister. Did you guys remember seeing that growing up? It was like one of my favorites. They remade it.
I don't think I've seen it, to be honest. What? But I am hyped for the remake.
You don't face your fears. You ride them.
Twisters out of 10.
I give it like a 7.9. I feel like since I've seen the other one was so epic when I was younger that this is just kind of like not as good.
I would give it a 7.4 out of 10. It's entertaining, it's easy to watch, but it's not. I may never watch it again. Let's put it like that. I just don't think I'm sold on the fact that there's people out there that actually care about tornadoes that much. This theater also serves food though. I got this Asian chicken bowl, a buffalo chicken pizza, and this brownie ice cream thing. And that was 8 out of 10. Especially that buffalo chicken pizza, that was 9 out of 10. If you made it to the end of this video, then you need to watch that video next. That is about the first thing women notice about a man's body and the top exercises to have an aesthetic physique that women crave. Click there to watch that now, and I will talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.